Yo, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Mostly Low Budget Movie Reviews. I'm your host, Clarence. Thank you for tuning in. In today's episode, I have one of those random small budget movies from my HULU queue called New Life. Now, I read the synopsis and it sounded pretty basic, but I took a peek at the Rotten score and the critics loved it. More on that in a minute. So, anything in my queue that I see that kind of rating, I have to see, why they liked it so much. And if I recall correctly, I am like 50-50 with these. Sometimes I'm in complete agreement with the professionals, and sometimes I don't know what the hell they were looking at. I wonder which one I'm going to get today. Now, it's listed as a horror with a runtime a bit below the sweet spot at like 85 minutes. So what is this one about? Now, we start out with this woman, Jess, whose face is covered in blood, looking like she's on the run. She goes back to her place and gathers some things and, takes off. Meanwhile, we get some major government agency getting their number one fixer, Elsa, on the case. Now, she is a bit in a transitional phase since she's dealing with an illness, and I won't get into any of that. Now, Jess is still one step ahead, but Elsa is closing in as she finds death at Jazz's last location. And you know what? That's actually where I'm going to stop. I mean, I know that's not much, but the body count mounts, and Elsa is hot on her trail. But, what's going on? Why are these deaths occurring? And will she be able to catch up to her and stop her? So what did the pros think? As I alluded to earlier, they love this one with a score of 94% on a good number of reviews, too, on the Rotten scale at 64. The audience also enjoyed it, but not nearly as much, but a very solid 76% on over 500 ratings. But what did I think? Well, let me get to these positives. Now, I love the minimal setup. They drop us right in with her on the run, and they give us the why later on during the whole investigation piece of it. And spoiler-free, it's not at all what I was expecting. Whenever the government is involved, you naturally root for the person on the run. In this case, you understand why they're trying to track her down while feeling sorry for Jess and hoping there is some sort of resolution other than the ones being presented. They did a good job with the structure here. They gave us the bodies first and then the flashback to show us what we are dealing with and why. Then there is this whole other layer with Elsa and what she's dealing with. And this is why I get upset at other movies and, I won't take any excuses. In 85 minutes, we got enough background information on both of them to understand who they are and their motivations, and there are no fake endings here. I mean, it plays out really the only way that it could. I only have a couple of nitpicks. The script I have, it could have been a little bit tighter. I mean, I think, again, at 85 minutes, it's hard to complain with what you get here. I understand why it's listed as a horror once you see what, the deaths entail, spoiler-free, but this is very misleading and added to the audience low scores because there's a bit of confusion there. It is a mashup of genres, one being a thriller with some horror and drama elements, but the other I don't even want to say, because if I say it, you're going to kind of get where I'm coming from. Once I say that word, you will know for sure what's going on and, the reveal and all that, and I don't want to spoil any of that. Since I went in cold, it works way better than if you know ahead of time what's going on. But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed this, but I'm going to land somewhere in the middle. I'm going to put this one right at an 80%. This is one of those small movies that won't really work on repeated viewings unless you're watching it with someone that hasn't seen it. And, you guys want to have a discussion about the content, but definitely worth a watch if you're into the slower paced thrillers that's not all about the, blood and guts, even though you do get a few scenes of that. It's more about the total package and everything that they fit in here. So yeah, I'm on the side with the critics here, and I definitely say check this one out. With that being said, I'll close it out right here. If this is your first time, don't make it your last. This has been a Pod Bean production, mostly low-budget movie reviews with Clarence. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. And yes, I did have a little bit of a week off. I was out of town. I did schedule to have some stuff post and upload, but for whatever reason, I didn't do it. So now I kind of have to do that stuff all over again. But that is okay because I am back and I'm in my grind mode. So I'm going to have a bunch of reviews. There's some movies that came out last last weekend that I want to check out in the theaters, and there's a big horror movie that comes out this weekend that I'm definitely going to check out and get a review done of. So yeah, definitely stay tuned. And of course, I have, the TikTok still going. I'm posting over there. And I have the new YouTube channel, Low Budget Movies with Clarence. Definitely go and check that out. I'm doing things over there I don't necessarily do here, but I also make sure that all my uploads get posted on my YouTube channel. So in case you don't have a streaming service as far as music is concerned, or a podcast or whatever, just go to YouTube, and these should be automatically uploading now that I turned that switch and figured out how to do that. So you can just listen to the reviews on YouTube, and definitely go ahead and subscribe there on YouTube as well, and hit the like and all that good stuff, because it definitely does help out the algorithm. But yeah, thank you once again. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you next time. Peace.